What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys, check this out. I'm gonna have a little conversation today. So, when I first started representing, I don't even want to say representing. When I first started talking favorably, yeah, in favor of Microsoft and the Xbox brand and everything, one of the things that I kept getting was a lot of hate towards Microsoft and Xbox. And I remember asking the question, like, why is all this hate coming? Like, what is going on that people hate Microsoft, people hate Xbox? Now, I enjoyed the PS4 more than the Xbox One S when I had an Xbox One S. But it wasn't really the Xbox One S's fault. I just never really tried it. I just played more games on the PS4. It is what it is. Okay. I never developed a hate for Microsoft or a hate for Xbox though. I just realized that it was a box that was sitting next to my PS4 that I really didn't use. Now, the friends and coworkers that I would talk to in real life that played video games, some were Sony fans and some were Xbox fans, but it was nothing ever as deep as what I'm entrenched in now with the whole console wars and the fanboyism on both sides. I didn't even know this existed. So when I started turning on a camera and making videos and I started leaning towards the Xbox brand, I very quickly learned how there's really two sides to this, right? You have your Sony ponies and then you have your Xbox. And then you have some weird variations of neutrals that sometimes aren't really neutral. Like eventually they expose themselves and you see what they cater to more or whatever. But it is what it is. So when I learned about the hate towards Xbox, I asked about it. And what I got the most was we want Xbox to compete. So many Sony ponies go with that narrative. The we want Xbox to compete because if Xbox competes, it's going to make Sony better. That's what they say. If Xbox competes, it's gonna make Sony better. Competition breeds better product, right? Now, when you hear that, you can't really argue against it because it sounds like a good sound argument, doesn't it? Right? Competition is going to breed better product, right? It sounds good, especially if the person that's saying it truly believes it. But the more I listen to that and then I see everything else that's going on, I really think something must have happened to you with the color green that you just can't stand Microsoft. Maybe you got attacked by a leprechaun as a pony. I don't know. Maybe you don't like the Green Lantern. I don't know. Maybe every time you bought a Crayola box, the green crayon would break on you. And that's why now you subconsciously and unconsciously, whatever, you just hate Microsoft and Xbox. Because the things that you say and the way that you act don't make sense. And let me explain this to you. I've been wrestling this for the last day or so. So you want Microsoft to make better games. You want Microsoft to be better so that they can compete against Sony, so that in turn you get a better product as well. Or you say you want a reason to get an Xbox. You want what's the word I always hear? Um there's no need for an Xbox for you, right? Okay, so you want that need. Better games is what you want, better competition. So I'm hearing you and I'm listening to you and you kind of make sense until this happens. Okay. Microsoft is developing a game, right? Or is publishing a game, whatever you want to call it. Perfect Dark. They come out and they say that the initiative is a quadruple A studio. A little bit arrogant, but They said what they said, a quadruple A studio. Okay. Then it comes out that the initiative is going to be working with Crystal Dynamics, right? So it's called Crystal Dynamics. Yeah. To I'm gonna ask you this question, and please be honest. Do you think that they're gonna work with Crystal Dynamics to make Perfect Dark better, or do you think they decided to get help to make the game worse? What do you think the intention was? Do you think it was to make the game better or to make the game worse? If you're smart, you understand that you ask for help when you want something to go better, right? You ask for help when you want something to go better. Okay, so instead of applauding Microsoft for possibly catching and realizing that Perfect Dark was not going to meet the mark, and they themselves are like, okay, the initiative is not what we thought it was. Maybe. I don't know the logistics behind it or why this was done. But clearly they wanted these two companies to work together, the talents of both these teams to work together to make a better product. Unless you believe that they brought these two companies together to make a worse product. So instead of you applauding Microsoft for caring about the game, which is what you say you care about. You say you care about games, right? Instead of applauding Microsoft for caring about the games, you turned your pony pettiness to saying like, "Oh, I guess you're not that quadruple A anymore, huh? Oh, I guess the initiative is in trouble, huh? Oh, all this stuff." And again, and I'm sitting here like, yo, like, isn't this what you want? Shouldn't you want Microsoft to make a Perfect Dark game so great that Sony looks at it and is like, okay, now they got a game that we really have to compete against? Isn't that's what you say you want? So why would you not be applauding this move? Because your pettiness and your ignorance allows you to stay emotional at the fact that you couldn't believe that Microsoft said they had a quadruple A studio, but they humbled themselves and realized that they need help. But you're not cool with that. That to me makes no sense. So you either want competition or you don't. I would respect you so much more if you were just honest and you said that you wanted Xbox to burn. If you just said, I only want Sony to be the only platform. I would respect you so much more if you were honest and just said that. If you were to just say, like, no, I don't really want a need to buy an Xbox. I am glad that I don't have a need to buy an. I would respect you so much more if you flat out said, I am glad I don't need an Xbox. Will respect you so much more instead of just lying, talking about you want competition. But then when Microsoft makes moves that are competitive, you shoot it down every way, shape, or form. Here's another one that I saw that was really weird. It's this podcast, I guess, going around. I've never seen these guys before. They sound like they know what they're talking about. They sound like it, right? I mean, but whatever. They're talking about how Microsoft has never grown an organic studio. So they're just out here just buying studios. And he says something like Sony has never bought a studio and ran it to the ground or made it worse or whatever, right? So apparently, I guess Microsoft has done this. Okay, so here's the deal, okay? And a lot of people on Twitter just writing this, going with it, like, yeah, I agree with this 120%. This is right. Microsoft is not doing anything but buying already established studios. The hypocrisy. You want Microsoft to compete. Microsoft identifies like, yo, we suck at home growing a studio. But you know what? We got money in the bank. Let's go ahead and buy already established studios so that we can make great games for our console, which in turn is what you said you wanted to compete with your console. So somehow in your pony pettiness, again, you gallop in circles and figure out a way to turn this into a negative. You find a way to turn it makes no sense because if I was you and I really believed what I was saying, I would be ecstatic that Microsoft is buying these studios because now, if God of War and Spider Man is as great as it is, man, when Sony sees that Microsoft is buying all these studios that also make great games, they're going to make God of War and Spider Man even greater. Spider Man 5 is going to be amazing. But no, you're lying. You legitimately have something wrong with you and you don't like the color green or something because you don't make sense. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm going to say this straight to the camera. If the shoe fits, wear it. If the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. I'm not talking about you. But if the shoe fits, definitely wear it. And you're more than welcome to leave your pony saltiness comments. You gallop all across the galaxy in my comment section. Go ahead and do it. I love it. Do it. I actually appreciate all the Sony fans that watch my channel. I appreciate the Sony fans that watch it, and I definitely appreciate the fanboys and the ponies that watch it because you guys just give me so much content. Just the way you guys contradict yourselves is ridiculous. But yeah, so you want Microsoft to compete. Microsoft, to your acknowledging what you're saying, they're not good at developing their own studios or whatever. Decides, you know what? Let's go ahead and buy. Let's go ahead and buy great studios. And you are upset with that. So there's a rumor out there that Microsoft is going to buy something else, something that's big. It's just a rumor. Nothing has been confirmed. And the pony's legs are shaking like baby giraffes when they come out of the womb. Have you seen that? Have you seen a baby? That's what they look like right now. Just trembling over a rumor. I know for me, like I'm a GTA fan, right? I like GTA 5. GTA 5 I think is amazing. Even though I don't play it online. But still, regardless. If Microsoft, just a rumor, was to acquire something like Take Two, right? And Rockstar or whatever, by your logic, you should be ecstatic. You should be ecstatic and through the roof if you're a Sony pony. Because Lord knows, I don't care. You could use whatever cap you want. Name the Sony game that blows the GTA franchise out of the water. That blows Red Dead Redemption out of the water. Name it. If you were stuck on an island and you could only play one game, would you play for the rest of your life? Would you play GTA 5 or would you play Spider Man for the rest of your life? Boy, just watch how people answer this question. You're going to know the true colors right there because the cap level on this is ridiculous. I hope you pick GTA 5. If you're going to play one game for the. What are you going to do after you platinum Spider Man? What are you going to do? Anyways. So if they were to acquire a company like Take Two and Rockstar or whoever, any other big company that makes games that can rival what what the Sony has. What Sony has, a PS5 and I can't even say PS5. PS5 only has a few exclusive games out right now, but whatever. I know you guys act like there's like 50,000 exclusive games on the PS5. Everyone's playing cross-platform games anyways, but cool, whatever. You got all the exclusives. Anyways, you should want that to happen because then by your logic, it would make Sony work harder to make sure their games could compete with a company like Rockstar. Yo, Naughty Dog is amazing, right? Naughty Dog ain't no slouch, right? Uh, Insomniac, amazing, right? So what are you worried about? Why do you not want this to happen? Oh, I see. The fake fear mongering. If Microsoft gets it, it's gonna go to trash. If Microsoft gets it, they're not gonna make good games anymore because everything on the Xbox is trash. Let me tell you right now, that's one of the biggest lies that I don't even know how this has spread like this. I have no idea how this has spread like this. I played Rise Son of Rome for the first time ever. I streamed it on Twitch. You go to my Twitch, watch me. I play games on there. I had an amazing time. I couldn't believe that I didn't hear more about that game. It's your fault. I played all the Gears. Amazing time playing them. Every single one. Even the ones that people don't like. Gears 4, Gears 5, whatever. Gears 5 was dope. A lot of people didn't like Gears 4. Gears 4 was good. Stop capping. Might have not been as good as Gears 1, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay. All the Halos. I enjoyed every single Halo. ODST, probably. No, Halo 2 is my favorite. ODST is the second favorite for sure. But I enjoyed all of them. ODST? No, not ODST. Reach. Was it Reach? Now I can't remember which one it was. So there you go. I enjoyed them all. Okay, beat them all on the Xbox Series X. All right. Quantum Break. How did this game get bad reviews? What are you guys playing? Like, how you didn't like Quantum Break? I thought that game was amazing. So games that I wouldn't have even given a chance because I would have believed the whole pony narrative Xbox has no games. I'm glad I broke out of that and actually gave it a chance. And here I am now, standing in front of you, wanting to believe what you're saying, that you want this competition. And then when Microsoft tries to compete, you shoot them down. You shoot them down. You admit that PlayStation has the best exclusives, right? You admit that, right? PlayStation has the best exclusives, okay? So Microsoft, at the beginning of this generation, cannot even compete with the PlayStation exclusives and the stuff that PlayStation could drop, right? You agree with that, right? You agree that Forza and Gears and Halo is the same thing over and over again every year. Okay, you agree with that, right? So Microsoft had to figure out a way to compete this generation, and they chose the value route. They chose the value route. And whether you want to believe it or not, Xboxes are selling. Xboxes are selling. So there's something that Microsoft did that made sense. Now, this is what you don't understand. What Microsoft did with the value proposition also helps you out. It really does. Because who knows? If there was no Game Pass, Sony might be charging freaking $90 for a game right now, talking about how fast the SSD is. And if you don't think that Nintendo is seeing how foolish you are to buy a $70 Returnal game, and you don't think that Nintendo is watching that and is like, yo, the next Mario game, $110. They're going to be sitting on the board. What do you mean $110? Like, these fools just bought Returnal for $70. We can sell Mario for $120. Guarantee you. Microsoft is keeping the value of gaming competitive. And thank God for it. So here's the deal. This video is already a little too long. I'm just trying to have this conversation with you because I don't understand. I just want you to be honest. You'll feel better. Just write in the comment section, I just hate Xbox. Don't try to justify why. Just I just hate Xbox. And we'll know that you're a pony. But when you say things like, I want Microsoft to compete, and Microsoft competes the best way that they can right now, you shoot it down, you sound dumb. Getting two studios together to work on a project, you're doing that to make the game better, not to make the game worse. So yes, they said it was a quadruple A studio. Well, my bad. Guess what? Their pride didn't allow them to just continue letting that game develop however the hell it was going to develop. Instead, they knew that you little ponies were going to be galloping, talking trash, and were like, whatever. It's worth it to make the game better. But you want to shoot that down. Just dumb. DocDog1985. Just be honest. Just be honest. You just don't like Microsoft. There's levels to this. We out. Peace.